This is a self-help video on soldering copper pipe. Appreciate you for checking out the video, but it mean a lot more if you could like the video and subscribe to the channel. It helps grow the channel. Yep. So always prepare your bits of pipe by using the wire wheel. That's the difference in cleaning the pipe. First one we're going to do is we're going to do an elbow. So fitting, inside the fitting is going to be cleaned. You can see inside there, fitting's being cleaned. Right, got one side ready. So I'm going to get another side, clean it. Clean, dirty, clean. Lovely. That is the excess, we're going to remove that. See that? That's why you need to flush it out after. Flux can sometimes go in the inside. Make sure you flush out any pipe work after you solder. So now we're going to remove these excess bits of flux. Anytime you're soldering, use a heat mat, yeah? So put it in our pipe vise. Right, as you can see now, the excess flux is removed away from it here. This process we will be doing on all of the fittings, and we will be using solder here. But I'm going to clean my solder because I'm only going to use a certain amount, and it's like a rule of thumb. So let's say that is the amount that I need. I'm just going to bend it there. I'm not going to use any more, that way I'll only have that much. And what I want to do is I want to concentrate this finger on getting it as close to that bit as possible without jerking it around. And what I'm going to see is I'm going to see bubbling happening here and here, where it's starting to heat up. So I'm going to get in there and hold like that and that. And we're going to add the heat underneath. So it's going to be like that. That's how it's going to work. So now we're going to get some heat and we're going to get going. Controlling the heat, put it at a controllable point. So, right there. So what I'm not going to do is keep it held in one place, I'm going to move it around. And what we'll start to see is that bubbling there. I think it's getting too hot. I'm going to move it away with this hand here. Moving it away. So I'm just rubbing it along. And it's starting to heat up already. And the capillary action's happening by sucking it all the way around. want to do is we want to look around our fitting to make sure that it's soldered all the way around. So we're looking for a solder ring to be complete all the way around the fitting. That way we know we've got a nice seal. And after we do this, we're going to test our pipework for any leaks. But we always want to visually have a look to make sure that it's went all the way around. And at this point now, it's very hot, but we can clean it up when it starts to cool down, and we'll see how our soldering turned out. And now you've done your first soldered elbow. Now we're going to do some other fittings, but I'm not going to talk through it. I'm just going to show you the process. So let's get to it. So what we're going to do now, we're going to do exactly the same thing, but follow the same process. Clean our fitting. Fitting gets cleaned inside. And the difference, what we're going to do on this one is, this is 22mm pipe. That's the size of the pipe. So if we prep everything while we work, so we're going to put our line across with our flux, run it in quite a lot because we need a bit, and then we're going to clean our other bit of pipe, which is going to be this bit of 22mm. I'm going to show you the difference. That's nice and clean. Put our lip there, and all the way around. Lovely. Connect them together, and that excess needs to be removed because it will drip all down our pipe. So let's remove that. Put it in our pipe clamp. So again, here, I'm gonna clean my solder. I'm gonna bend off how much I need. So I'm gonna think it's gonna be about there to do both of the joints. So this joint and that joint, that's gonna be enough. So we fold. Now, I'm gonna get ready. So I want the heat up a little bit more. And at this point here, you're going to start to see it start to bubble, right there. It's bubbling. It's just starting to run now. And you can see it's sucking itself through. Make sure it went round all the way. And now we're always going to check our joints by visually inspecting them all the way around, making sure the solder has ran all the way around and creating a nice seal. And again, we want to always pressure test it and flush it out to make sure we haven't got any flux inside our pipework. We're now going to do another fitting, so you're going to see how those get done. So we're now going to do a drain cock into a T, but you always must remember to remove this, because this will melt inside this if you heat this up. Seen it happen many times. Again, same process. Clean, clean, clean. No need to clean this, but you can do if you really feel there's a need. Look, there. So that fitting's going to fit inside there, just like that. So if we look at it like that, it's going to look like that. So I just need two other bits of pipe. . Again, we want to make sure we clean all excess off. Right, so we're back. Excess flux is cleaned off. Now we're ready to solder. So again, I'm going to get my amount of solder which needs to be used. I'm going to clean it. For a T, I'm going to use this much. So there's a rule of thumb of how much you can use, but you do need to get used to doing it by eye because that's what it is. So I want to make sure that this and this is level. So I always want to look from this side as well, because I don't want my valve to be like this or like this. I want it to be straight, dead on. So I always want to make sure it's dead on. And while it's dead on, I'm always looking at the capillary parts here. It's an equal T, so I'm going to heat it up equally. The top is going to heat up quicker than the two sides, but I'll show you how that happens now. Because the heat is going to be rising. So you don't want to burn the fitting, so you want to keep it away at a distance. As you can see, the bubbling is starting to happen. Now I'm just going to run it there. That one's going. This one's just about to go. The tops went. Now it's this side. Make sure that's round all the way, and that's it. So we always want to check our fittings to make sure they are soldered properly. Right, last fitting, what we're going to do, we'll do a, let's do one of these. So let's do a T, which is 22, 22, 15. This fitting is a soldered ring fitting. So this has solder inside here. So we still need to clean the fitting. Again, always clean. Clean the top, clean the sides. And clean our bits of pipe which are going to go inside it. The prep is as important as the installation. It makes the installation easy. So, just going to show you. Again, you can see we've cleaned flux in. Need this little bit of pipe, we need to clean this side here. So let's clean that up. Let's pile that on. And even here I want to remove this excess. This excess will allow to drip down the pipe and it will make my soldering work look not very good. So always want to remove, making sure it's in all the way. Making sure that it's straight. So we want to look at stuff from the side to make sure we've got a straight angle. And all we want to do is add some heat. So we will not be needing this today, but we do want to make sure it goes all the way around. So let's equally heat up our fitting and you will see the same action happening. See the top has started to go now. The sides are coming. That side's coming. And all we'd need to do now is let it cool down and then clean it up. I'll clean up some of the fittings and put them on here, and then we'll just have a little look at them quickly. So we'll start off with our first elbow, which we've done. So a little bit of wire wool. That's only wire wool which I'm using on this. I'm not using anything else. And you can see those bits of pipe can come up quite clean. That's our first one. This is our T. So a little bit of elbow grease. Clean up those bits there. And now we're able to put that inside. So we can put that inside there. Alright, and our end bit, the elbow, which we done earlier. So that tidied up looks quite nice. Soldering is about practicing. And we can see where our soldered rings came all the way out. If I clean it up just a bit, a little bit of elbow grease. So what we have, soldered ring fittings, end feed elbows, end feed T's. We also have end feed elbows again, 15, 15, 22, 22, 22, 15.